character I play is Branwell Bronte. He's the brother in the Bronte family.
You'd need a good story for a novel.
When was I ever short of a story?
He's a writer, he's a painter, he's an alcoholic.
I don't want to go on.
He's very passionate and he's very fiery and he's very driven, and he hasn't got a great deal of patience, but he's incredibly intelligent. So he was just very unpredictable, and I think he saw himself as a gentleman as well. He wanted to be important. That's inspiring and encouraging for people to watch, young people these days, to watch and say, regardless of my environment, I can actually turn it into something legendary, is what they did, right? Turn it into something that has become legend, because they were that good.
Novels. That's where the money is.
What makes To Walk Invisible unique is Sally, really, and that script. You know, she's not sprinkled anything on it, she's not polished it or anything. It's as tarnished as that story would be, and it makes it very unique. The house, the parsonage they've recreated in Haworth is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's like they've made this miniature world. The way her writing frames things comes across to me quite magical and quite heightened, actually, which is what struck me most about this. Was it's a very painful 3 years, and yet it's quite a hopeful and magical thing that she's written. My first experience with the Brontes' work was, like a lot of people's, was at school. Doing GCSE, I did Wuthering Heights, which is the one they chose, and I remember. It's funny because I remember it feeling very accessible when I read it at school. I never had a problem understanding it, and then I came back to reading it just before doing this, and I remember having to almost read every page twice. I was like, wow, this is a book I have to really wake up and I have to concentrate. This is so densely written, you know what I mean? It's so advanced, and you know, it was difficult, it was hard. It's not an easy, quick page-turning thing, obviously. But I felt a bit, foolish, but going back and reading it after so long. But the stories are there, that's what's amazing about it, is that the stories are so real and human, and the language is so heightened and so advanced.
No, they've not.
To Walk Invisible focuses on the Bronte family in the 3 years while the girls decide to write their poems and novels and publish them. And it emphasises the relationship between the sisters and also their brother, and the effect he had on them and their decision to publish.